When I went to Japan, my flight path was basically started here and then went like diagonally right over past the left side of Antarctica and then back down the other side of the world.
Damn, was it a one trip?
Yeah, one 16-hour flight.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm always confused why they don't do in-air refueling for passenger planes.
Well, I guess they don't need to.
I guess that kind of solves
way
my
more
answer.
expensive than on the ground as well. It's probably not worth it. It's probably cheaper to just land anyway to have
Yeah,
a fuel
sure.
tanker plane.
I guess
heard projections
mid-air
that-
refueling is more for like when you're flying over enemy territory and you don't have any nearby places you can just land.
Or it's like a communications plane that needs to stay up 24/7, something like that.
Yeah.
But it'll be cool if like Virgin Galactic and SpaceX can get their passenger like Earth transports going. You'll be able to go from like London to LA in like
Talking about
an
the point-to-point Starship launcher
Yeah.
that they're talking about?
It launches, goes up, and then goes through space super quick. And then like the supersonics wouldn't really matter because you're not flying over people. You're just flying into space and then to your destination.
It's basically just like a plane, except it's a rocket.
Mm-hmm.
It does exactly the same thing, just much faster. Yeah, it's a crazy idea, actually.
I don't know who will get it first because SpaceX is doing big moves.
Whoever
into
gets reusable
commercial and
rockets.
reusable rockets, but Virgin Galactic has a space tourism space plane that gets dropped from a massive, like, double fuselage cargo plane.
That's
and
not
then it
currently
jets
working
up.
right now, though, right?
No, they sent people up there. I'm pretty sure.
I knew they had like a test recently that didn't go as expected or something. It's not currently serving population.
I thought they sent some people to space.
They're doing like Tesla. They have an operational thing. I know that. I just don't know if they're actually like you can buy a ticket right now. If they're taking people right now. But in all honesty, I don't see why SpaceX wouldn't be the first ones. I mean, they already have the reusable rockets. They're already developing the platform they would use to do point-to-point rockets.
Yeah. Agreed. They're
Right,
the
like,
furthest ahead in
everything's
that
there.
space, for sure.
It's just a matter of them, if they want to do it, they basically can. It's rather trivial once they finish Starship. And
Yeah,
the
they haven't gotten
regulatory.
people to space yet. I was wrong about
Like, I don't know how you're gonna put a rocket outside of major cities. Like, it wouldn't be much better than the airports, right? I mean,
I think what the idea is, at least for SpaceX, is that like you would book a trip, right? Or you'd book this in advance. Then like
Sure.
you'd get picked up by a cab, probably a Tesla, and then that would drive you out to a
in a
spaceport
perfect world.
where you could go either on like, I don't want to say hyperloop, but either a train or just go real fast in a Tesla because they'll have designed
Let's just
roads
go all
with
in on
only
Elon
Teslas.
Musk, dude. You're in a hyperloop.
Yeah, okay, let's go all in. You're
Let's
in a
go all in.
hyperloop. You get dropped off. You take a hyperloop out to a pad. So you could go from like relatively inner city or like suburbs, take one of these hyperloops to a spaceport. Then, I'd say from like a major city, like let's say New York, you'd go out to the coastline and probably go to like an orbit or they want like ocean-based launch pads. So maybe you'd have to take a boat, but still it would be like maybe 2 hours going to the rocket after you get picked up, and then you'd be at your destination within like another half hour. Like if it was New York to like Australia, it'd probably be under an hour. So you spend more time getting to the
Wait, what did you
rocket.
just say?
I'm saying you would spend more time going from the wherever you're living or just getting to the rocket than you would transiting to your destination.
No, but you said you could go from where to where in an hour?
Like New York to Australia.
I mean, you realize how
That's
fast you'd have
insane.
to go, right?
Yeah.
Well, his example is beside the point, anyway.
Yeah, but Starship is going incredibly fast once it gets into space. I mean, I'll have to research these times a little bit more, but
Well, you could do that.
I totally get what you're saying. I mean, it's no different than the way airports work right now. I mean, you already have to arrive like 2 hours before your flight anyway, just to make it through security and check-in and all that stuff. So, I mean, if you're trying to beat how fast airports are, I mean, it's not that hard because they're pretty fucking slow.
That doesn't seem 10
Alright,
and a half thousand
SpaceX.
miles. Doesn't sound that as far as I thought it was. I thought it was like 16,000.
Here, I'll share the article, man. This is the article I believe I read before.
I like the trivia question there. Which country is larger in area, Australia or Denmark? If the answer is Denmark, I'm gonna be shocked.
Yay, I
I
win.
don't think- That was really easy.
Which country is larger in area, Syria or Cape Verde?
Cape Verde? No way.
Syria?
There's no way it's Cape Verde. Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, let's go. Which country is larger in area, England or Taiwan?
I want to say England. Honestly. I thought Taiwan was. So that Taiwan's the island nation off the coast of China. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's tiny. England's definitely got to be bigger than that, right?
I don't know. Yes. There we go. Puerto Rico or Honduras?
I think Honduras.
Jeez, Nick, when did you become a geography buff?
That's a good question.
Malta or the Faroe Islands?
They're both
Malta.
like micro island nations. What the fuck?
I think it's Malta.
Nick's just like breaking out the facts right now. He's like, this question's
I think
stupid. It's
anyway.
obviously that one because like of this reason.
I'm saying Malta.
Yeah, I'll go with Joe.
Oh, that's
No.
Nick. We should have listened to Nick.
No.
I didn't say Faroe Islands though. I just said go with
I
Joe.
know, but you didn't say which one.
Oh, God.
3 of 5.
sure,
Wait, which one did we
sure.
get wrong besides that one?
I don't know. I want to think what that was question number 4, wasn't it?
Bing is a scam.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
Alright.
Here, check the link I just sent you.
Yeah, I got you.
He says you're going to be going Mach 25.
So,
So
what's
you
that?
can basically
25
do a-
times the speed of sound?
Yeah, you can do a round the world trip in 15 to 20 minutes. That's a Musk estimate. Okay,
Well,
it says
mhm.
Los Angeles to New York, which usually or normally takes 5 hours and 25 minutes, will take 25 minutes.
Yep.
Tokyo to Singapore would take 28 minutes. New York to London would be 55. Or 29 minutes. 29 minutes, sorry. Los Angeles to London, 32 minutes. Like, come on, these are insane.
Would it actually ever get up to 25?
I'm not 100% sure.
Because like you gotta,
Well, it has to get up to a certain speed to achieve, to get into low Earth orbit, whatever.
Oh.
that
but that's not
speed
actually
is.
that fast.
This article even mentions Musk
sure
has
about that?
suggested
Yeah.
that this could also link with the Hyperloop.
I mean, it's significantly faster than any commercial airlines traveling. That's for sure. If you can get across, there's that. That's pretty fast.
It's not.
That's
It's
true,
not
space
leaving
fast.
the orbit at that speed. That's like once it's in space. Ships go to break.
Right, when it's accelerating up. So you're wondering how fast it is once it actually reaches orbit?
How fast does it have to
You have
get
a-
into orbit? 17,000 miles an hour. What? Is that?
He says 1,000 people could travel
that true?
comfortably. That would be amazing.
Just look up any SpaceX launch. They
Conventional
have
rockets are generally designed to.
they
meet
have the
speeds
velocity
necessary.
on every rocket launch they make.
Generally, a conventional rocket has to go about 17,000 miles for it to achieve orbit. No. To break atmosphere. Atmosphere. Right, because when it achieves orbit, that's the speed it needs to rotate around the Earth to no longer need propulsion.
Right. Well, right. It may be going. It does throttle down once it gets to orbit. It's true.
I don't know. I guess I'm not looking up the question the right way.
Well, I'm
I'm
not
thinking-
even sure what the question is because
Well, I'm saying-
there's two different.
Like, how fast
different stages.
does the rocket go when it's from landed to breaking the upper atmosphere? Like, what's its fastest
Like
speed?
how fast does it accelerate up to before it breaks into orbit?
I'm not 100% sure what Earth's atmosphere is, but the Starship test flight is a good example. It wasn't using its full rockets, and it wasn't the main booster anyway. It was the actual Starship, but it got up to like what 6 kilometers in under 5 minutes.
Huh.
So it's pretty fast. I'd say the majority of your time might be falling.
I don't know why. I was under the
Doing the
impression
free
that like the rocket didn't have to go incredibly fast, nor did it go incredibly fast breaking atmosphere. But I guess not. I mean, everything.
No, it has to go even faster, because like once you get to orbit, that's kind of the easy. Because all you have to do is maintain less. Actually, I don't really know if that's true.
Well, I
Never
don't
mind.
think speed necessarily equates to its
I
ability.
know you have to
break
go
the atmosphere. It's
faster.
about the amount of
You have to
thrust
have more
necessary.
thrust early on. You have to have more thrust early on, obviously, because the gravity is stronger the closer you are.
Mhm.
And the atmosphere is
to the
thicker.
center. Right.
The
And the
higher you
atmosphere's
get,
thicker,
you have
right.
less atmosphere.
Right.
But that's when you start needing an oxidizer, because you don't have enough to combust.
Well, and that's why a spaceport on the moon would be really significant in terms of exploring
Sadly.
deeper space.
Get that pesky atmosphere out of the way.
Exactly.
We need a way of getting helium on. As of now, we would need a way of getting helium to the moon.
What do you mean?
Because
the moon is
you need to-
helium rich.
Well, wait, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, well then that's perfect, because SpaceX just announced that they're gonna have to reincorporate helium into their header tanks, because the reason the last Starship crashed was that they lost pressure.
Yeah, the moon is rich in helium-3, which is not actually very common on Earth, and is particularly useful in nuclear fission, which is a version of nuclear energy production that we're still developing. It's going to replace nuclear
Yeah.
fusion, which is what current nuclear reactors use.
I hear we're still 25 years out on that,
Right.
but having a good
They've
source
been
of it's
working on
always good.
fission for a long time.
I wonder if helium-3 can be used the same as whatever helium we have on Earth. Helium-4, maybe.
I don't know what makes it better over anything
Something
else
about this
certain,
isotope. I don't know.
for certain tasks, but
Well, what's an isotope? An isotope has an extra
I think it's
Like,
two
extra
positive
electrons,
ions.
right? Is it extra electrons that isotopes have? What's the difference? I don't know.
No,
isotopes-
protons.
Oh, extra.
You see that? The two.
It looks like
pluses.
it gains another neutron in
But if it gains another
helium-4.
proton, then it's not helium anymore.
Yeah, no, so
Right?
it's gaining a neutron to be helium.
It's getting a neutron. Right, so it's extra neutrons that it gains to make isotopes. Or
Oh,
loses.
it's losing it.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's losing
Yeah,
it. Two
so
neutrons.
it would be theoretically lighter with less
So,
neutrons.
to go back on to the speed of rockets for a second, I was just watching the SpaceX Starlink mission. At the stage separation, the rocket's traveling 7,800 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, so that'd be
So I
about
think that's
15,000,
like-
like what it was saying. 17,000, whatever it was.
17,000. And then at that point, the second stage is slowing down after this cutoff. But then they light the second stage, and I think it speeds back up.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So it's slowing down, and then it's speeding back up right now. And then it will go up to like 11,000 kilometers an hour. So it definitely gets up to close to 20,000 miles per hour.